Romans chapter 5 verses 12 through 19. Where sin increased, grace increased all the more. Brothers and sisters, through one man sin entered the world, and through sin, death. And thus death came to all men, inasmuch as all sinned. For up to the time of the law, sin was in the world. Though sin is not accounted when there is no law. But death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over those who did not sin, after the pattern of the trespass of Adam, who is the type of the one who was to come. But the gift is not like the transgression. For if by the transgression of the one, the many died, more did the grace of God, and the gracious gift of the one man Jesus Christ, overflow for the many. And the gift is not like the result of the one who sinned. For after one sin there was the judgment that brought condemnation. But the gift, after many transgressions, brought acquittal. For if, by the transgression of the one, death came to reign through that one, how much more will those who receive the abundance of grace, and of the gift of justification, come to reign in life through the one Jesus Christ. In conclusion, just as through one transgression, condemnation came upon all, so, through one righteous act, acquittal and life came to all. For just as through the disobedience of the one man, the many were made sinners, so, through the obedience of the one, the many will be made righteous. The word of the Lord. Verse 12, through one man, sin entered the world, and through death, and thus death came to all men, inasmuch as all sinned. You might ask, how can we be declared guilty for something Adam did thousands of years ago? The answer seems really clear. We all have the same sinful nature as Adam and willingly rebel against God, thus we are judged by God for the sins we commit. People populated the earth for many years prior to the 10 Commandments, yet people still died. Don't overlook the fact that we are all born with a conscience, that little nudging voice of the Holy Spirit, that tells us that we are about to do wrong. Using our free will to ignore the Holy Spirit, leads us to sin, just as Adam and Eve did. The law, the 10 Commandments, points out to us how we have sinned and places the responsibility for that sin on us, the doer of the sin. Notice that none of the commandments come with a stated punishment or remedy for violation. Our only way to gain absolution for our sin against God is to ask for His mercy. God's mercy is bigger than any mistake that you've ever made or will make. Jewish writers claimed that Adam brought sin and death into the world. They also believed that each of us make our own choice to follow in Adam's footsteps. We all have the tendency to sin, and this tendency is called concupiscence. But God also gives us the power to overcome our tendency to sin. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. No temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. God is faithful, and He will not let you be tempted beyond your strength, but with the temptation will also provide the way of escape, that you may be able to endure it. I am willing to bet you can't go a whole sinning. Go 7 days without thinking a bad thought, without having a rotten attitude, without saying an unkind word, without doing anything wrong. And if you can go 1 week without sinning, come and talk to me. I want to know how you did it.